So, in the news, fresh in the news, a couple days ago, Eminem's daughter, Haley Jade, embraces her inner Slim Shady and dresses up like him on Instagram.
All right.
Yeah. So, I don't know, like, is it cool to talk about her now, or is it not cool? Is I'm going to freak out that people are coming out with these articles?
I mean, she is an adult now, so, I mean, she can do whatever she wants. No. I think what she's just doing is just being an Instagram influencer.
Well, that's what I sort of meant last week about Eminem being the clout chaser opposed to MGK, because he was just looking for anyone to attack, because that was his original style when he got popular, was attacking everybody and anything.
How is he looking for anybody to attack, though? Because I'm just saying, so many people are trying to attack him. Like, he gets to pick and choose who he's going to respond to.
That's no, because
he's not going to respond to every single person.
I can't think of one person. Okay, so the album that came out that we're referring to, where the first diss to MGK comes from, right? Mm-hmm. What's that record called with the Beastie Boys cover?
Kamikaze.
Yeah.
So
4 years after.
Exactly.
4 years later.
For fucking for the 10 years prior to that, he's reaching into every single thing he can find for people who talk shit. Can you think of one person that talks shit about him that Eminem didn't fucking retaliate against 5, 10, 6 years after the fucking...
Like Christopher Reeve?
Yeah. I mean, nobody. So the thing is, I feel when he released that record, he's saying, okay, I'm going back true to form, I'm going to diss people. Who's he going to diss? He's in his fucking 40s, whatever now.
Well, yeah,
he's not going to diss family. He's not going to... It's cancel culture now, so he's playing it easy. What's he going to diss? He's going to diss the people who have come out and talked shit about him, or did things like post, M's daughter got hot. And the only reason why that was even said is because M's daughter was on his fucking records when she was 4 years old. He put her in the limelight. So as far as that, that bullshit you just showed us.
I mean, here you go. You got somebody who came up as a diss rapper.
No, I meant
and then you got somebody that's a cloud chaser. Naturally, they're going to meet up at some point, and that's exactly what happened.
Who's doing this situation?
Which I think both of our opinions differ on that.
Yeah, we're just never going to come to an agreement on this, and I think we're going to have to battle rap next week again because of this.
What about your guys' 16 bars this week?
We don't have our 16 bars already this week.
Oh my god!
We have busy weeks. We don't get to sit.
Busy weeks.
Listen, we don't just get to sit in our home office and fucking post memes all day.
Hours?
No,
yeah, I know you don't work 55 hours a week.
We don't get to sit and post memes all fucking day and fucking troll people online.
When I heard that you guys both suck and couldn't come correct this week,
I was bars?
On the toilet and I came up with. This is what I came up with.
Okay, because
right?
You better have 16 ready next week too, motherfucker.
Oh yeah. Okay, so let's hear what I got. Let's hear what I got for you this week.
Oh, this one I can't wait.
All right. Colorblind, tone deaf. You win the overweight contest. Your flow's more rotten than Frank's teeth on meth.
Ooh.
I only wrote 4 bars for you because that's 2 more than 2, which is still twice as good as you can do.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's all you get.
That's all I get. You better have 16 ready next week, motherfucker. I'm
we'll
coming.
See if I even need it. So, Chris, okay, high C or MC? Your content is empty. Played out like Sabres hockey.
Ooh.
I'll get a 2 and a 10 for instigating this sloppy takedown of your weird beard and hair moppy. Stop thanking Dave and James for rides with some toppy.
Oh.
You get your own car, but you don't want a stoppy.
Oh.
Now I'm off the dome in my own home. Hotter than Michael and Thriller, so check yourself while you still have some testosterone. Come on. So maybe you should get back on that dome and start blaming being stoned for failing another chance to own the microphone.
Oh.
I'm cutting all of that.
Yeah, Reed's red face was the savior of this.
Still better than anything you guys.
Yeah, and you're reading that shit
off. I
don't think
it's better than the shit I wrote last week. No
and
way.
It's better than what
you're reading it off. Okay, you're reading it off the phone.
100%.
I
wrote that while taking a shit this morning.
Yeah.
That's still better.
And
than
you
what
want to
guys
know?
did
You want to
last
know my play? I'm not going to come with.
You
the
did that
excuses
straight
to
Drake
this morning.
freestyle version. Like, I'm just gonna freestyle off my telephone.
I was.
week. I give
literally,
you guys what you deserve.
Oh.
That's all.
I was literally going to.
Reed's
my
looking
bars.
around the room like, my father's so cringy right now. You're definitely not editing this out. And
No, this is in Reed.
I
Oh,
guess
that's for sure.
If you
Yeah.
can't handle watching it
I
again,
want
I'll come over and
feedback.
help.
Out of the three, who brought it the hardest?
I think you want Bob wants all the fucking smoke up in here.
No, honestly, it was impressive.
No.
Like,
No, it was good. I like it.
It
but
literally took me 6 minutes, and you guys had 6 days.
my plan was to write it this morning. Listen, dude, I'm home for fucking awake for like 3 hours a day, if that.
You're not even awake in the chair when we're sitting here.
So like, my plan was to literally do it. I went to bed early last night. My plan was to do it this morning, and then no excuses, but shit happened, and like I didn't. And once I heard that someone else didn't write their bars, I was like, now I don't have to write my bars.
I know,
but I didn't have
I
it
told
written
you
either.
last night I didn't write my bars yet. But I don't know, it's on now, because now we got a fucking 3-way fucking rap battle next week. We got all this other shit we can be talking about.
This
We got to
isn't that
manage it.
impressive for your first 3-way.
I know, you two fucking scrubby motherfuckers.
Wow.
Reed's like, this is so cringy.
This is the cringiest start
He's like, I'm
to
gonna
an
go.
episode.
I'm gonna go out and practice hockey slap shots in the backyard. All right. So, anyways, doors at 7, kitchen at 9. Let's open the kitchen up today.
All right, what are we talking about?
Let's talk about kitchen politics, because a kitchen is a place where you get a bunch of like old ass burnouts, dead end losers, and a bunch of kids that just don't give a fuck. They just need
young
some weed
kids.
money or gas money or whatever, Pokemon card money. I didn't realize how fucking big Pokemon is right now again.
Yeah,
I told you.
I know you told me.
Really,
Literally,
People are
like,
going crazy.
literally the
back.
day after you told me that, my little brother down in North Carolina is like, we had like a 3-hour conversation about Pokemon and Magic the Gathering. I didn't realize, like, because he sent me this thing.
I could
No.
have a 3-minute conversation.
No, he lives down in Jacksonville, so apparently, like, I seen it on his Facebook, and then I was commenting on it, so he called me right up and we got in this conversation. But there was a man and a woman. They've been going around stealing Pokemon cards from Walmarts in the area.
Oh, yeah,
And I guess
makes
this dude's made like 50 grand off of reselling this shit in the last like 3 months.
Yeah,
From
it's not,
like,
it's
they're
not just
taking
the old cards, the new cards too now.
that's what it is. And these people were taking barcodes from like dollar products and they were scanning it on the Pokemon cards
Yeah.
and getting them like for soup, like $1. And then going and picking out all these rare cards, which I don't know what they are, but they made a shit ton of money. And there's like this whole article. We'll post it right here when I find it, but I didn't realize how bad Pokemon or how crazy it is.
Yeah, it's nuts. All that collecting
So-
shit is crazy. But yeah, go ahead.
Anyways,
That's
kitchen
it.
politics. You put a bunch of fucking weird motherfuckers into a room, and then basically, like, when you go to work in a kitchen and it's busy, like, you're in a fucking war zone. Would you agree that now that you've been working as
I
a
haven't
dishwasher?
been part of the war zone, but I've definitely seen it.
No, he had.
Like, when you're just getting
Absolutely,
mad
he
shit,
has.
like, you're doing dishes and mad shit's getting thrown at you, and like,
Oh, well, yeah, that's happening.
and then they're yelling, like, we need silverware, and you're just, like, trying to get everything going, like,
Well, here's the thing with someone like Reed. So I'm glad. Well, first of all, Bob, did you ever work in a restaurant in your life?
For the
2.
first 4 years of my career.
Okay, and what?
He worked in an ice cream
I
shop.
think we should lay out what we do at restaurants and our quick little coming up of it first, right? Just so we can sort of. So did you you worked at a restaurant?
Yeah, it's a short order cook.
For one restaurant for that whole 4-year.
No, then
tenure?
I went and I worked at a McDonald's and I became a manager there.
Oh,
yeah, the
okay,
McDonald's
cool.
we talked about in the one episode, that whole
Oh, yeah,
summer,
yeah, yeah.
blah,
Right,
blah,
So the
blah.
first 3 years I worked at the
Buyers.
Buyers drive-in
Okay.
as a cook, and then the last year and a half I worked at McDonald's.
Did you know what your career was going to be, which is what you're doing now, when you were doing that stuff, or were you finding your path?
Both. I was in school for engineering.
Okay. Yeah, okay.
Bob was just there because
So Bob never looked at that shit as a career, though, which is my point,
Well,
right?
it helped me with my career because it's all supply chain management.
Right, because you were managing and stuff, so you're learning that
It's
kind of...
basically a factory, but with food.
Right,
You know,
yeah.
cooking and preparing.
Right, okay.
the first place Bob worked at, they used to have like the whipped cream thing. It was an ice cream place, and they used to have nitrous tanks.
No, it wasn't nitrous tanks.
They had nitrous.
Well, they would get the reusable whipped cream containers.
Oh, yeah,
And they would
yeah.
have tinfoil over the top of it, and then you would have like this reusable
The thing
lid
that
on
clicks
it.
clicks on.
So I figured out that when you got a shipment in, you could take that foil off, you could do one hit of nitrous, and then put it back on, and it would not screw up the ability for the cream to still come out as whipped. Because if you did too much, it would go bad, and the owner got really pissed off one time.
Right, just like
because all the
cans.
whipped cream, like, they would only get through half the can, and then there's nothing left.
Needless to say, I remember when me and Bob first hang out, we'd have to stop by the ice cream shop so we could go in and talk to his employees for a couple minutes, come back a little woozy.
Yeah.
And there was a saying, like, when Bob would forget shit for, like, the first 10 years, but, like, must be the nitrous. But anyways, yeah, that's him. What about you?
Well, I started at Mrs. Fields Cookies, which was also Pretzel Time, which is a pretzel place in the mall. And they were together or whatever. And like I said in that one episode, that's where I learned how to... People were doing
how
some
to
fucked up
game the
shit.
system.
And it was like, and then I managed there. But again, when you're managing places like that, McDonald's is more like managing a restaurant than what I was doing.
I mean, when you put a fucking 15-year-old in charge as a manager of your cookie place in the mall, I mean, that's destined to fucking fail.
Well, it was all franchised out, you know what I mean? So it was just these fucking owners, but like the actual owners of the franchise that would have to come and check on shit lived in like Albany, so they were there like once a year. But yeah, and then I went to Mighty Taco and little jobs like that, like Subway and shit. And then in like 2008, I started working at actual restaurants. So
you are such a fucking amateur with the phone, man. Like,
know,
how many times? 11
Twice.
episodes in, this dude still can't turn his
Happened
shit off.
Twice.
Like, I'm gonna start
I think
taking...
it happened to both of you guys twice.
No,
what the fuck?
Mine was ringing, but it was ringing on the table.
And
It
you
was
could hear
vibrating.
It vibrates super fucking loud. And then the other time it was ringing. So yeah, you guys are two for
Okay,
two.
so-
Keep trying to break me down, man. I'll get you every time.
Like I said,
So-
episode 12 next week, we're all going bars. Reed, you gonna put 16 down too?
Reed's like, fuck
They'll probably
no.
smoke us all.
Yeah.
That'll be
So-
fun.
So then I just started working at restaurants and shit, and you start to meet all the fucked up people and sort of learn, like... But what Reed said about, like, not really feeling like he was actually in with the shit yet and, like, feeling the craziness, I think it's because when you become numb to it and you do it for a long time, it just becomes so fucking annoying that it seems different than how it was in the past, but it never is.
Yeah, and you know, like...
Reed just knows he has to go in there and fucking do the dishes and get them fucking done. There's no...
I guess a prime example of that was what happened to me yesterday. Now, the place I work at, I've been at for 3.5 years. I quit there 3 years ago. And I still quit, but I'm still there like the last 3 years. Like, I show
Still
up on the day
going
that
and
I'm supposed
working.
Because they begged me to come work or stay for the
James
busiest
is like,
day.
I'm bored. I want to fucking cook.
Well, I mean, I'm a stay-at-home dad. I need to get out of the house and talk to somebody other than fucking Mickey Mouse and Elmo and Blippi.
Well, that's all fucking terrifying. What? Oh, because of the kids.
But anyways, so like I said, I quit there 3 years ago, but I still show up on my busy day. And you guys now work at the restaurant that I spent 11 years at. I'm sure you're probably hearing some stories about me. I'm sure
No.
Big Dave might be telling you some stories, I'm sure. But how I worked when I was younger as opposed to how I work now is totally different. Like when I was
all
younger...
that Big Dave says is, so how did the rap battle go?
I know, but I dropped you... It's funny because when I dropped him off after last week, Dave was leaving, and he was in his truck, and he was just like, hey, James, look at your beard. You look like a terrorist. How was the rap battle? And I was just like, man, I fucking lost. Like, I gotta get the fuck out of here.
Well, they are shooting a movie in Buffalo, and they're looking for people that have beards that could be Amish, that look Amish.
Uh-huh.
Just so you know.
Oh, nice.
Is that a real thing?
That's a real thing.
I know that's like
basketball went out last week.
It's like a big movie too, right?
Yeah.
Isn't it
It'd be
like
the
a
best
big?
advertising ever.
Yeah. I'm down.
There you go,
Yeah.
dude.
I'd be down for it.
But yeah, it just has extras. So like that's how what's his name over in that we went to school with in Newfanglins over in Wilson now.
You can try to get like a Doors of Seven
Yes.
Kitchen
Yeah.
and I like little fucking
Yeah.
quick little thing in without them knowing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he has a SAG card and everything now. And shit.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, he's doing really good.
But anyways, back to... So, like, when I was younger, I acted a little differently. Now that I'm older, have a child, like, I just don't... And I'm not there 5, 6, 7 days a week, so I'm not caught up into the fucking drama that surrounds a restaurant. Like, I just come in, do what I do, and go, whatever.
Right.
But yesterday, like, we were so fucking busy and so short-handed. And my fucking partner in crime wasn't there because she was down drinking with her college buddies, so everything, she's going to get hell when she comes back for it. we were all fucked up, and I was actually getting mad, like old school James, like yelling, talking shit, throwing shit. And it was funny because there's an older lady I work with. She usually works in the mornings, but she had to stay.
Yeah.
And she doesn't like staying on Friday nights. And, like, as soon as I started fucking throwing shit and, like, talking some shit, especially because the way they had it is, like, since the pandemic, you know, we lost half our staff. And now we got almost the same amount of customers, only half staff. And somebody was dropping the ball on the takeouts, like, many takeouts at the same time on top of a full restaurant.
Right.
Like, I don't know what the fuck's going on in Newfane. Like, they just think it's Texas or Florida and don't give a fuck because it's kind of a red county. So they're over it. But I was getting mad. I was even saying shit to, like, our main boss. Like, this is fucking retarded. Like, who the fuck thought of this idea to do this with the takeouts? And I was throwing shit and slamming shit. And the old lady I work with...
I could see that. James
was like, she was like getting all excited. She's like, yeah, James, go, go. And she'd never seen that part of me before. Although, quick little funny story with her, when I first started working, we were moving back from Buffalo to Newfane to be closer to family because we knew we were having Jack. And I ended up getting a job here because I was in town and we were moving back there. But at the same time, like, I was on that many years of Valiums and whatever, dealing with the issues that I had that we talked about in episode 5. And I realized, like, I got a kid, like, I can't be on this shit anymore in case, like, I need to be...
Was
knowing
the
at the moment...
Was the Valium strictly because of the teeth thing, though? Like, I think we touched on that, but was it actually strictly because of the teeth?
It was not... It was a result of it.
Okay.
Not strictly because of it. But anyways, I was getting off that shit. I started working there. And it was a lawless land. Because there was no actual leadership in the kitchen or management, and you just got a bunch of people doing whatever the fuck.
Yeah,
so
places
it was
like that it's bedlam. It's
complete chaos. It was like fucking Lord of the Flies. And I was having a bad day, and I told both bosses, I'm like, listen, I'm just having a bad day today. Like, I'm trying to get off these benzos and these Valiums. So this lady, like, she's in the other kitchen. She hears the word Valium, and she's like, you got Valium? And I was like, I'm like, no, I don't. I'm trying to get off. I might have like 2 or 3 hidden somewhere in my china cabinet behind some of my toys, but no, I don't. So then a little while later, and this is when I first started, this is like 3.5 years ago, so they don't know me. I don't really know them. I go into the walk-in cooler, and the kitchen manager, who's an older lady, is in there, and she's like, you're not giving so-and-so some Valium, are you? I'm like, no. And she's like, okay, because I don't need her on Valiums. Because there's a problem when it happens. And then, like I said, the restaurant I work at is so fucking busy. We don't do breakfast anymore. But, like, Sundays on breakfast, we got both kitchens going. You got about 10 cooks working. You got about 12, 13 waitresses going. There's yelling, swearing, screaming. Like, in order to work in a kitchen, like, you got to be kind of thick-skinned. Right. Because your feelings are going to get hurt if you're not.
Right.
Because shit goes down when you're in the fucking thing. And it'd be so crazy, like this, you could tell I'd come in and this particular lady would be zanned out and just like eyes half closed, carrying like a tray of like eggs Benedicts or some shit, like bouncing off, like back, going through the hallway, bouncing off the walls, like to keep her straight up and shit. But yeah, it was funny when I was getting all crazy yesterday and she was cheering me on and I'm like, yeah, this is how I used to work.
Well, restaurants are always fucking craziness. And like I said, I think a lot of it comes from just doing it all the fucking time over and over. And then people just start getting fucking crazy about it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But I enjoy the fucking craziness.
And that's where the topic of like kitchen politics go. Because like I said, you get all these random fucking people from different walks of life and different futures ahead of them. Some no futures. You know, some people like Bob are going to go on and, you know, scoop ice cream for a couple months and then go around and be engineers. Other are going to be like Chester and fucking just be a complete fucking douche and wipe blood down because they're drunk all the time. But you make this little mini culture and then like the politics involved, like trying to get this culture to survive. So like,
well, as we've seen with COVID, it can't be brought down, but restaurants fail because it turns to shit. Like the restaurant I just left is turning to fucking shit. You know
and like
I mean?
what was your like hierarchy and politics of that particular kitchen? I mean, you touched
Well,
on.
so we had the
you had
owner who was just the owner, okay?
Mhm.
Like, he owned the place. He never served a dish before, never cooked one for public consumption, never fucking wiped down a table or served a drink or made a fucking cosmopolitan or did any of that shit. Never. But, so his nephew was the chef, and he's the one who went all fucking crazy. But he's the chef. He's working and literally holding the whole place together. Any problems with the front of the house, this is for the 8 years I worked there. Any problems with the front of the house, any problems with the back, it always went to him. And then you've seen, once that one fucking force dies out, gives up, changes their life, does drugs, whatever the situation is that makes them change, you see the whole ship go down. However, it always ends up being built back up. But as far as a brand is concerned, no matter what it is, a podcast, a fucking restaurant, you have to keep that. You can't have those fucking lulls, because if you do it brings you back a step, and then you just have to fucking. There's more you have to go and fucking do and push to bring it back. And now with the internet and Yelp and all that fucking shit, it's and let's talk about Yelp real quick.
Let's do that.
Do you Bob, when you go to restaurants, do you go on Yelp for a new restaurant, or what do you do for reviews?
If I'm in a different town or city or country, I do.
Now here's the problem with Yelp though, because exactly what you and you were before COVID, you were traveling all the time, so I'm sure you did that often. And Yelp was your number one to use.
So not necessarily. I mean, I'm a bit different. Like I go to Google Maps, I search for chicken wings, and then I see what pops up, and I go from there.
Right. Okay. The problem with Yelp is, if you go on Yelp right now for any of the restaurants we work at or have worked at, the algorithm is all fucking over the place. There'll be a review from 2015, literally, in the first 3 reviews. Then there'll be a review from 2021. Then there'll be a review from 2019, a couple from that. Then you go down 30, 40, 50 entries, there's some more from fucking last week. So when you go on and look at these places, it fucks it up, because maybe the whole kitchen turned over between 2018 and 2020.
And you know, and like, I did that with the hotel I worked at for 2.5 years. I used to sit there and read the reviews. The restaurant I work at now, restaurants that I worked at in the past, and I noticed that.
Yeah.
But it's the way we live now, where everybody's so we talked about this a couple of weeks ago. Everyone's so quick to fucking cancel anything that doesn't appease them at that very moment.
Well, that's because voices are easier to
people are more likely to leave a negative review than a positive review.
Yeah, and that's statistics.
And that's
like that's studied shit.
And that's what fucks a lot of things up.
But isn't that like almost expected by everyone at this point? Like, we know that we're only going to see a majority of negative reviews. So unless you're just stupid, like, you're going to take everything with a grain of salt.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and if they don't, like, awesome. Get those people out of your restaurant anyways, you know what I mean?
I had a friend that swore by movie reviews. Even if he was so excited for a movie when he heard it was being released, if it got a shitty review from Siskel and Ebert or fucking the New York Times, he would completely dismiss it and not go and see it. I thought that was the weirdest shit. And it connects with the restaurant thing, because everyone's opinion's different, especially people that do it for a job and review 50 restaurants a month. Or 50 movies, 50 movies every 3 months. Their opinions are going to be jaded.
I mean, Buffalo Wing Facebook page.
Yeah,
let's. I invited Bob to that. I'm glad I didn't have a presence on that fucking group.
How long did you last on that shit before
like 3 days?
Before they kicked you out?
Oh, before they kicked him out. Yeah, I thought you said how long did you behave? 0 days. No, 1 hour.
I've known him long enough. There's no behaving, especially online.
I love it. I knew that when I invited him.
So obviously skewed. Like, these are the people that cook at these restaurants, pretending like they're honestly giving reviews. The wings look like shit. They look like garbage. And everyone's leaving the same exact reviews over and over and over
and
over
you even
again.
gave them the benefit of the doubt, too, at the beginning, if I do recall.
Yeah.
Well, they would do, like, rating systems. They don't so much anymore. But, like, this was before COVID, so everyone was still going out regularly. And they would fucking have, like, they'd rate them, like, 8.2 out of 10. And Bob would just go on there and be like, are you guys fucking morons? Like, they look awful. Like, what
Yeah.
sauce
There's
is that?
no-
Like,
like literally no sauce on these fucking wings. It was absolutely terrible.
and Bob also hates blue cheese, so everyone's like rating the blue cheese and shit, and Bob's just shitting on blue cheese.
Well, yeah, it's a wing fucking
I mean-
page. Why are you talking about blue cheese?
I-
It's asinine.
I don't even want. We're gonna save the blue cheese whole fucking scenario for a whole
and they
other
wouldn't
show
call
because
it blue cheese though; they called it side sauce.
side sauce. That's
Yeah.
that's
They
lame
did,
as
right?
fuck.
Yep. Yeah, I got the screenshots.
Oh,
Fuck! Do you?
Yeah.
Because I was gonna say those things are long gone from the page. I'm still on.
no,
the
I'm
page.
sure. I'm sure he fucking saved him because I remember there was the whole thing about it.
Oh yeah. Yep, so,
I
And
remember reading Bob's reviews. Yeah, this is one of
wait,
it.
let me see if this makes it
Like I
work.
said, this motherfucker has time to sit and write his bars because this is what he does for work. Is
Dude, when I
fucking
take
troll.
10 minutes off from work, I can go in here and do this. So, first of all, it's the New York Beer Project, which is straight garbage.
Yeah.
Like, I have never heard one good
Is
food
that the
review.
one over
No, and
here?
that's-
Isn't that
yeah.
the one we pass every day?
Yeah, that big ass
Oh, yeah,
one,
the
and they're
beer project like really bad.
The food is terrible. Like,
And
I've
I've
gone
heard-
there twice, and then I've seen, like, what they continue to post. Like, I won't go back and waste any more money.
Right.
Their Lockport Lager beer is actually, it's okay.
Right,
It's
but
priced okay,
that's
but-
a beer though. That's
Yeah.
something that's not even.
So, the dude posted these wings right here. Like, and, like
With his
gives
little
him an 8.9 out of 10.
8.9.
The wings hot were super good. Crispy outside, juicy inside. The sauce was considerably spicy, but tolerable with a hint of jalapeno banana pepper. Blended, if I had to take a guess.
the side.
What fucking
Cody,
sauce
side
is on
sauce.
these wings? There's no fucking sauce. So I'm just like, where's the hot sauce on these wings? Are they trying to save some money? Happy face.
Oh yeah, this
Oh,
was. I remember reading
Immediately.
this.
like, I don't know, man. Bring some bottled period blood for all I fucking care. They're great wings, but I don't give a shit if you eat there or not. Shrug. Like, whoa!
So wait a
no,
minute.
that.
So-
chicken wings.
Like those wings.
Was
look
this
terrible.
was this a guy on the inside working there that probably made these wings and he's trying to boost them up with the 8.9 rating?
exactly what
Maybe.
fucking happened?
Because-
Exactly,
No,
because
you
this,
think so?
yeah. This, so this
Well,
guy-
no, because he instantly said, "Bring a bottle of period blood for all I fucking care." Like,
yeah.
who's that into like caring about what somebody's opinion about a fucking wing
on
sauce is?
his
Unless,
review? Like, yeah.
yeah.
why
So
are you
that was
upset?
that's an inside job right there.
Bottle of
So it's
period
like-
blood. I forgot about that. That's funny shit.
So that's why I fucking got sideways on this shit. So then I was like, "Wow, man, get over it, bud." And then, all right. Here's another one. Can people stop posting pictures of underseasoned and subpar wings and calling them 7 out of 10s and higher?
Yeah, this is Bob.
If not, does anyone know any chicken wing groups where people have tried more than wing nuts and barbell? Thanks in advance. And
then if you-
and if you are offended by this post, it is about you.
Bob.
And then so the people like some of the worst looking wings in here. Yeah, so I
Oh.
just fucking let them know. And then like dude like starts like,
Wait, what the fuck is this?
this is the people that are like telling me that I don't know what I'm fucking talking about, taking pictures of them and their fucking buddies.
Yeah, we're gonna
So there's
post that
that-
picture right here so
there's
everybody
that
can
dude.
see.
This
What?
dude was super upset.
He looks like Nick Jonas on a bad day.
Dude,
Oh
he looks
my
like
God.
a fucking tool. And then, so then he's like,
He's coming
in. Once he drew it, he was like, I would trust that man with my life. Watch yourself. Like, dude, I was like, who are these fucking losers?
Like-
I was like, you are so shot. Your
I
women
saw-
are so shot. Like, your fucking opinions are so shot.
I
Kevin
saw.
John or what?
Like I saw the. I didn't get it this far into the battle. I didn't get into the personal
I was like,
pages.
gonna put on some fresh khakis and rough me up.
Dude, he God damn. These I didn't even look at.
I was like, dude, does
He
anyone-
posted a picture in the feed.
I was like, how do people take you seriously? Yeah. Like,
Yeah,
fucking come at me, bro. Tell me all about how fucking...
Yeah, like you saw what he did to his own fucking guitar player in the studio. This is what he did. You think he's
Oh.
doing a stranger
Oh, yeah,
online
he-
over some chicken wings?
Nice. That's fucked.
I didn't see all that shit, but wow, that was crazy.
But I mean, am I
No,
wrong?
you are not.
No, I'm not.
No.
And
Like-
that's what... And if you don't call out people for like... Because these are people that had opinions and never brought them up before because they knew that they would be called out. But on the internet, on social media, they feel that they can say it and that they have every right to say it and not be called
And
out.
no one can call him.
I'm like, people
Yeah.
forget that motherfucker in real life, you could reach out and smack a motherfucker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like...
And don't fuck with Bobby and his wings either.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't be showing some fucking
Yeah.
5.7s and calling them
Because
8.9s.
Bob will post in embarrassing pictures of you right
And-
on.
that you posted.
Yeah.
Yes, I know. It's not like you took them.
And
Like you
none
took
of
them off
these-
his page.
None of these herbs know that you have 12 days of wings every December.
Yeah.
They don't know the dedication.
Yeah.
That's true.
Chicken wings are fucking real life.
A
in this
lot of people
household.
on that page now are posting wings they do themselves.
You know how many
Yeah.
fucking
all their own wings.
You know how many hockey games we showed up into the first period because we had to go stop somewhere and get some fucking chicken wings beforehand?
Oh, yeah, I've
And
eaten
That's-
wings
some pizza combos.
everywhere that I've ever went with Bob. There's
No,
been
that's-
wings involved.
Wings are a staple of
No
life.
matter where I go in the world,
Yeah.
if they have wings in the menu, I get them.
What's the worst wings you ever
Like-
had outside of the country?
Or
Yeah, outside
the
of
worst
the
wings
country.
I've ever had, the worst buffalo wings that I've ever had are inside the country, and it's a tie between Atlanta and Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. In Atlanta, I got some buffalo wings that were like sesame sauce.
Yeah, you're like,
Baked wings too, probably. I
Well, yeah,
assume.
but even and then in PA, their chicken wings, they don't know what a chicken wing is supposed to look like, so they give you like
Yeah.
combined.
oh
like,
yeah, with the little.
leg and
Oh
drum.
yeah, they do that at like
They do a lot of places.
Masuda Chow's and shit. Like that's like everywhere that serves wings outside of the country. I feel do it that way.
Not when they're supposed to be buffalo wings.
Yeah, well, no,
Like,
they
yeah.
shouldn't be. But
No,
and you're
it's-
saying this is in Pittsburgh.
Some of the
Yeah.
best buffalo wings I've gotten outside the country are in Berlin and at an airport fucking place in South Korea.
The best, you said?
The best.
Were they made out of actual chickens? Do you know, or out of some other kind of
Sure.
bird maybe that you didn't ever tasted before? Yeah, like
That's possibility.
it's real life shit. Like I said, we missed a lot of couple opening minutes of hockey games for chicken wings. I remember the day that we found out Jack had craniosynostosis, and we called Bob up and we're like telling him like all the shit's fucked up, and he's in Charleston, South Carolina, eating chicken wings that very moment. Like, dude, like our son's got this fucking skull thing. Where are you? Oh, I'm in Charleston eating chicken wings at the bar. Like, yeah, of course you are.
We had
How
good
are they?
wings.
Yeah.
7.5.
And then we can talk about wings and then you don't gotta worry about
Yeah,
the fucking
exactly.
ring stuff. Yeah.
Didn't we have good wings in, was it Philly or Pittsburgh? We had good wings in Pittsburgh.
Oh, we did.
At that place by the hotel.
Yeah, but in that strip mall.
Yeah.
Is
yeah,
that when
they
we?
had good
Is
wings.
that
I forget the
when
place.
we all went down for the Pixies, or was it
Yeah,
a different
yeah, it was
show?
the Pixies one.
No, wasn't that?
Yeah, it was the Pixies one.
I thought we had good. Didn't we have wings when me and you went out after the girls went to sleep after Ween in Pittsburgh?
Those weren't that great. It was at that like luncheon place around the corner from the hotel. Those weren't
And
that great.
I mean, I know we're
The
doing.
good ones were the Pittsburgh with James and stuff. Pixies.
Yeah,
Do it.
that's right.
I know it's kitchen politics, but let's sidetrack a little bit. Remember, we were staying in that hotel and fucking was right next to the arena.
Oh,
And
yeah.
The fucking WrestleMania was there,
Royal Rumble. Yeah,
or whatever
yeah,
the fuck it was.
Yeah,
And we're in the
I-
middle
So
of
give
like
us some background. We were in Pittsburgh to see the Pixies at Carnegie Hall
Yeah.
with Fiddler.
with Fiddler.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a great show. We had
And at the
balconies.
same time,
Blizzarding as fuck out there too.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh
We
yeah,
got
it
on a
was
blizzard.
shitty out. That was right. I think it was like, wasn't it February or something?
Yeah.
Like the show was.
Yeah.
So it's
And
almost a little bit.
We're
more than
staying in a
year.
hotel that's right next to PNC Arena.
Yeah, and I'm an old school wrestling fan.
Yeah.
And we fucking pull up, and I notice all this shit. I think we knew.
We saw the trucks.
Oh, in like
Where
at
we
one of
parked.
the rest stops,
That's right,
and
yeah.
one of the rest stops, there was a bunch of wrestling fans all over in the hotel
And-
too.
yeah,
In the
'cause-
hotel, when we first walked into the hotel, there was a whole bunch of people in wrestling gear. So I was like, "Oh, wrestling's in town." And I
First
didn't-
was like the little fucking B girl in the Blind Melon video, like wrestling fans.
well, it was cool, man, because like you go out to the parking ramp, and I remember
Yeah, that's
going
what
over,
we're out there.
literally seeing like
All the trucks and
all the
semis.
trucks and some wrestlers and shit too. I think I remember seeing Undertaker
Yeah,
standing out there, and everyone.
But it was
like-
such like a
it
drop
was
down that we couldn't just walk
Yeah.
down there and say what's up to him.
yeah, because we got there at like what time? Like 2:00.
Yeah. It was kinda-
So that would have been the time that all the actual wrestlers and shit start getting there to start shooting.
And I just
promos
remember
shit.
like eating edibles and being so edibled up that I could not leave my seat at the Pixie show the entire time. But I remember we
Yeah,
went back
me
to the
too.
hotel and like we were sitting in the bar and wasn't there a bunch of wrestling fans
Yeah.
in there?
Oh,
And
all
wasn't
over
shit
the
getting like
place.
super
were-
wild?
Talking
Yeah.
about crawling up on the bar at some point
I was.
and challenging someone to to wrestle.
I was
Oh,
doing
yeah,
that.
I think you did.
I said I was like I ate some cookies. I don't know what the fuck happened.
You were like, I'm gonna get up on this bar and call out this dude because he like was wearing a belt. championship.
Oh yeah, you
Bartender's
wanted
like,
to wrestle.
yeah, don't do that.
Yeah, because I do remember there was the bar. I remember like the four of us sitting there, like having our little space, and a bunch of wild wrestling fans. And I don't remember much else. I knew there was some kind of like madness going on.
Yeah,
There was even a cop like down there watching everything.
Yeah.
Because like they were just like they were just having fun, you know.
no, that was actually that was a cool part. The coolest part was going to Carnegie Hall. I never
Yeah.
thought I'd be at Carnegie Hall. And all these places are starting to fucking close down, shut down.
Those are great places to see a show like that. Where
Mhm.
you're old enough where you like don't want to stand up and be right next to the stage
Yeah,
the
no,
whole
it was-
time, but you want to enjoy
Yeah.
the music. And
When you're just sitting in a nice velvet seat. I just remember sitting there like checking out Joey Santiago's pedalboard the whole time. Like,
And I remember me and you specifically because Bob and Sarah were sitting next to each other. I was next to Bob, you were next to me, and I think you had an aisle seat, right?
maybe.
Yeah. And I remember, like, you know, at those kind of shows now, especially as people get older, like, it is a lot of sitting, especially in theater settings. But as soon as Here Comes Your Man came out, and me and James have this weird thing about, like, what goes around us at shows. Like, we like talking about that kind of shit and, like, noticing the energy. And as soon as that song started, everybody stood up. And it probably was, like, song, like, 6 or 7. It wasn't right in the beginning. And everyone stood up, and me and James are so fucked up on edibles.
Like I said,
We just look at each other like, holy shit, do you feel that? Like, we couldn't even stand up.
Well, no,
But-
the funny thing about that is like, I know these edibles were being made for quite some time, and, like, I had an experience with edibles. I'll just get into it real quick. Like, me and a friend of mine, we've been trying to see Bedouin Soundclash for a couple years.
I love that band, yeah.
And something would always happen where they either cancel the show, maybe one of my bands was playing a show, something would always happen, we never made it. So we finally get tickets, Bedouin's coming to town. Me, my buddy, and his wife, we go to pick his brother up. And his brother was living in Buffalo, right around the corner from Showplace at the time.
All right.
So we're all excited. Like, this is finally going after, like, 3 misses on seeing Bedouin Soundclash. We get to his house, his brother's house, to pick him up, and he's got this fucking tray of brownies. And he's like, hey, guys, you want some brownies? Yeah, of course we want some brownies. Well, he cuts his tray into 4 pieces for the 4 of us.
Right? Yeah.
And my friend and his wife, they split one. Me and the brother each eat a square, which is probably about this big. Not thinking, because, you know, I've had brownies before. I'm not really thinking much of it.
Yeah.
So after Chad, after we ate the brownies, because he watches once in a while.
Yeah.
After,
Thanks, Chad.
after he opens up his refrigerator and shows us the butter. And he pulls out this it's fucking glowing green. Like, if you poured this shit on a fucking turtle, this shit would grow into a fucking humanoid and fucking no karate. That's how green this shit was.
The ooze.
So we literally get to this Bedouin show, and there was a local band, was one of the very first, and it was a band, I think it was Wolf Tickets, and, you know, they were pretty big in the scene, so
They still are. They're I love Wolf.
yeah, I love
They're
Wolf
fucking
Tickets
great.
too. So they were on. That's all I remember is Wolf Tickets. I'm like, oh, like, we've played with these guys. Like, these are fucking rad dudes. Like, sweet. All of a sudden, like, I feel like I sank into the fucking ground about 8 to 10 inches, and I'm like, holy fuck! Like, it starts hitting me, and, like, I never felt anything like this before, especially off of edibles at this point. And every second, I'm just getting fucking higher and higher and higher. And I look over at Chad, and I'm like, he's just got this shit-eating grin. I'm like, dude, are you feeling anything? He's like, no, this barely hitting me. I'm like, what? What the fuck is going on here? And at that moment, like, not only did I feel like I was 10 inches into the ground, I was diagonal, like, with my back on the wall, like, trying to stand up. And I'm looking at my friend and his wife, and they just like, whatever. And I'm like, how are these motherfuckers not so high as I am? So this keeps going on. I keep getting higher and higher. And at this point, I'm like, okay, now I see why when people eat edibles, they end up in the fucking hospital. Like, I never understood that until it got to the point where, like, I was getting so fucking high. I had never been this fucked up on anything. Booze, anything I've done in the past, like, it kept coming every second, to the point where I was praying to God, which I don't pray to God, but I was praying to God, like, dude, like, God, make this buzz fucking stop. Like,
I've
I'll
been there
fucking
a million times.
if this buzz.
I got a story coming up right after
I'm
yours.
like saying, fuck work politics.
Yeah,
we're talking about
we're doing
terrible edibles.
I know.
doing
Like, yeah, this is supposed to be
for
work
sure.
politics,
That's
but this
what I'm
went in
saying.
its whole place. Anyways, I'm sitting there, like, I'm like, I will stop smoking weed if this buzz goes away. Like, this isn't even cool anymore. Like, I am fucked. And I'm looking at Chad, and he's just fucking smiling. I'm like, you're not feeling anything yet? He's not saying anything, and he's just got a shit-eating grin. And, like, I think Wolf tickets are still playing. And at some point, like, I'm like, I gotta go outside and get some fucking fresh air. So I go out to the smoking section. And we're out there just chilling. And, like, there's the actual opening band that was on tour with Bedouin was playing at this point. And it's just the four of us. And I'll never forget, like, I'm just sitting there, like, sitting down, like, all fucked up. My friend and his wife are standing there. They come out and they're like, we kind of want to go right now. And I'm like, yeah, me too. Let's fucking go. So we end up fucking... And I'm looking at Chad and he's just like smiling. He's like, I'm not even feeling anything. And I'm like, what the fuck? So and I think our friend's wife, I don't remember. She must have drove. And they only split a half of one. Or they split one.
Well, you guys ate a quarter of a pan of fucking brownies.
I didn't realize how, like I said, I've had...
Even if there wasn't weed in it, that's just a lot of brownies.
I know.
So, we literally sat in the... I think we took his truck or his van, I can't fucking remember, but we sat there for about 40 minutes. Just sitting in the car before we could even drive. Back to homie's house, and then we get back to his fucking house, and we're just sitting on the couches in his living room, listening to some Slightly Stupid, and we're just like, I'm fucking still all fucked. And then he's like, you guys want to smoke a blunt? I'm like, are you fucking kidding me, dude? Like, what the fuck?
Me, though. It's like, maybe I'll help.
Like, I'm in a different stratosphere at this moment.
I get that, though.
We sat there, probably for another hour, drinking coffee and shit. Get home, it's probably like 11. I go right to fucking sleep. Wake up the next morning, I have to go into the restaurant you guys work at on a Sunday morning and work 9 to 9. And I woke up just so fucking high still. I hated my life at that. I gotta go work for 12 fucking hours right now.
Yeah, those are rough. Milligrams are everything.
I drank an entire pot of coffee. I was driving to work, and I probably got a good 10, and I sleep about 5-6 hours tops. And I've had insomnia for years, but I fucking slept 8-9 hours. Did not want to wake up.
Missed Bedouin Soundclash.
Missed Bedouin again.
His life. I didn't see your man for like 4 or 5 days after.
Oh no! So I fucking.
I'm sure, dude. I've
listen.
We were practicing like 3 times a week.
I know. So
it just disappears.
Because I was fucking sleeping for a couple days. So that Sunday morning, I'm driving to work. I just drank a full pot of coffee. I am falling asleep.
Yeah,
on the way to work. Worked the most miserably painful shift in my entire fucking life, without a doubt. That 12 hours. Just completely fucked on this. Get home, go right to bed. Sleep another 12 hours. Wake up Monday morning. I am still fucking high, like I smoked 5 blunts of chronic to the face. I literally stopped smoking pot for 2 fucking weeks.
I remember. I can confirm
Yeah.
all of this.
Like, I remember showing up to a practice, like, dude, I'm done smoking. I made a promise with God, like, if this buzz goes away, I'm fucking not smoking weed. I gotta
Your audible experience turned you all religious and shit.
No, it is. It's funny because a couple days, like, my friend shows up a couple days later, and like we're talking about this fucking edibles. I'm like, dude, and they're like, he wants to smoke. I'm like, dude, I can't even smoke. Like, I'm fucking high for weeks off of this shit. And then it was funny because we were hanging out and we're watching a stand-up comedian. I can't remember who it was. I can't remember what the special it was, but he comes out on stage. He's like, you ever been so fucked up off of edibles? And we just fucking died laughing. So fucking months later, you know, I'm talking to Chad, and we just talked about this the other day too. So he failed to tell us. He didn't show us the butter when we made these brownies. He's like, so I'm like, dude, you weren't getting anything? He's like, yeah, maybe I was a little higher than I told you I was. Like, yeah, no shit.
Yeah.
But then he's like, so I had another batch a couple days before that wasn't as potent as this batch, and he gave it to his neighbor across the hall, and his neighbor across the hall bugged the fuck out because he was so fucking high.
Did he go to the hospital?
No, but he was fucking like, and he's like, yeah, the batch I made for these brownies was fucking stronger.
So, tip of the day before you get into your story, if you take too many edibles and you're freaking out, take some CBD.
Yeah.
Is that what?
It helps bring you back down.
And there was no CBD available at the time.
Back then there wasn't.
So
it pretty much works like Narcan. It like for heroin addicts, it sort of takes away the craziness of edibles. I've heard that, but it has to be pure CBD though, right?
Yeah, to counterbalance the amount of THC that you took, because in weed naturally there's CBD and THC, and they work together so well because like the one makes you euphoric. But can make you a little like paranoid, where the CBD can help not make you paranoid, but make you feel like a little tense and cringy.
Yeah.
And then the THC helps with that tense cringy. So that's why it works so good together. But weed's gotten so strong and they're focused on making the THC so much higher and more potent,
right,
and reducing the CBD down to like 0.2.
Right.
That now people are like quote unquote ODing on THC and kind of freaking out.
Yeah.
So all you got to do is introduce CBD to counterbalance that, and you'll be in a good spot.
But if you're really stoned and you take a hit off of someone's CBD pen, does it fuck up your high?
No. Well, yeah, good. Yeah.
Or because I'm thinking maybe like the edibles with your liver processing them, and it obviously your body taking it in a different way than smoking it. Because when you eat it, it's a complete different fucking thing.
Yeah, your body processes it differently, breaks it down.
Yeah.
It's a lot more.
So I'm thinking the CBD might be able to pull that out more than it would if you were just really stoned on pot. If that makes sense, right?
Yeah, maybe that's why taking like CBD, like liquid or extract or whatever, is better for edibles, because it's hitting your liver the same way. I don't know.
Right. Yeah, and
Any
that's why they
doctors out
say.
there that can advise us.
Yeah, and that's why they say if you eat it on an empty stomach, it's your brain is more like your body fucking reacts differently to it. If you eat one without eating for like 4 or 5 hours, it's supposed to be like where it's more like you're fucked up in your head, and that's where a lot of people have bad experiences. Yeah. I've read that in a couple different places, but I can't cite the.
And when I eat them on an empty stomach, it's like they don't kick in until I eat something actually, and then everything that's been built up just hits me all at once. But anyway, so I'm getting fucking like right around this time. Let's just say edibles we know where to get edibles, and they're pretty frequent. They're in cookie form, and and we're showing up Buzzhound practices like cookies. No fucking way. I'm not eating a fucking edible. I'm staying away. Like, I don't do edibles anymore. Everyone's fucking clowning me like, oh, come on. I'm like, you don't fucking understand. So this one friend of mine, and he's always got some dumb shit to say, and he had some shit to say too about edible. Like, so I get him some of these fucking cookies the one day. I'm like, dude, you don't fucking understand about the edibles. Like, I was fucked up. Bad. And this dude's like talking shit about these cookies. You know, you need like 2 or 3 of them. And you get a nice little buzz going. This motherfucker is talking all this shit for months and months and months about edibles. So finally he gets a hold of some edibles. We're sitting in my fucking house one night in the middle of summertime. And I'm like, I don't even want to I'll eat maybe a half of a cookie just so I can be a little bit there with you. But I'm not fucking eating cookies. No edibles for me. And like I said, this dude's been talking shit about these cookies and everything for months. This motherfucker eats 2 cookies. We're sitting in my car listening to the fucking radio. At some point, this dude is hanging out the fucking window upside down, looking at the fucking stars, fucking tongue hanging out, drool, the whole shit. And I'm like, yeah, motherfucker, you see now, huh? And that, like, the cookies aren't shit compared to, like, there's something, but they're not compared to what the brownie was.
Yeah.
So I didn't fucking touch, like, the whole time, before the cookies turned into gummy bears, like, I didn't touch edibles, and, like, everywhere we went, like, edibles were fucking flowing.
Yeah, because
and I was not eating them until we went to Pittsburgh, and I was like, okay, like, we're all chilling, we're going to Carnegie Hall, like, we're in Pittsburgh.
Oh, that was the first time you... Oh, really?
That was, other than that half a fucking cookie I ate when dude was fucking drooling out my fucking car window, looking at fucking galaxies and shit.
You know about eating too many cookies.
Yeah.
So, like, I remember...
Go ahead.
When we parked and we had to walk, I ate the cookies in the car and they fucking hit me instantly. I was fucking running into the fucking place to get in my seat. And I didn't get up the entire fucking show to go to the bathroom. Not even to go for a fucking cig break. I was like, I'm in this chair. I don't even remember trying to jump on the bar and fucking wrestle people.
Do you remember Rochester?
Yeah. Which...
Punx Picnic.
Oh, really? No.
This is good.
Not being
this is
fucked up
gonna
on
be-
edible. I have like 3 edible stories in my head, and that's not one of them.
Because it was around the same time, and you were like, "Oh, you got these cookies, cool. I've been eating a lot of cookies." I was like, "Well, these are the Kung Pao cookies," and you were like, "Oh, they're cookies. I've been eating lots of cookies, so I'm gonna eat 7 of them."
Oh boy.
Oh, well, that was always my
Oh,
problem.
okay,
I would
what-
eat a lot of whatever
Do you not
it was.
remember? Like,
No, remember
you
he doesn't
trying to
remember-
walk to the bathroom.
Oh, yeah, no, not the bathroom. Me, you, and Sarah, and I think Ange were walking. We're going to take a little walk.
No, I think it was James.
It was, and we were going to take a little walk. It was Jake.
Oh, was it Jake? Okay.
And we were gonna take a walk, and I made it about 30 feet, and I'm like, I can't walk. Bob's like, what do you mean? I'm like, I can't walk. Like,
And him even trying to say he couldn't walk was a struggle.
dude, that's right.
Was it like that when our very first episode when he was like, "I'm so high"?
Dude,
Yeah.
it was, well, yeah, I mean, and that's not even like one of the fucking dude, I talk about the Pixies. Me, Bob, and Sarah went to go see the Pixies at UB maybe 2 years after us 3 seen them. We all went, and I literally so we almost had the same kind of seats. We were in the balcony, but the thing about UB compared to Carnegie was Carnegie Hall is this great fucking theater that is
With history.
that with history, that the seating is built for a theater. Like at UB, it's a theater. They have plays and big shows there, but you get vertigo
Oh,
in
yeah.
the fucking
Oh,
balcony.
yeah.
This
Without
thing,
a doubt.
you're
I
like
did-
looking down, dude, like you're in the rafters.
It's scary. It's scary to
fucked
be up there.
And
It's
I
scary.
started getting really, literally, dude, the light show in there too was
Oh.
way more crazy than Carnegie.
Did that shit bring you back to like the 70s that you didn't grow up in and be like the light show?
I don't
like,
know. I slept through the fucking
You got shot
thing.
with the laser.
That's the problem with the Pixies is they got some slow songs that they work in, I think, just to give themselves a break. And I did fall asleep during one of those,
Yeah,
too.
it's
And
being
I'm just looking at the lights, I'm like listening to it. Those chairs were so fucking comfortable. It was like sitting in just like a nice like little lounge chair.
Yeah, and here's
Yeah.
and I'm so nervous. I feel like if I stand up, I'm tumbling to my death. Like I was dude.
I get it because we saw a couple years ago. We went to see Modest Mouse there, and Modest Mouse is one of the fucking loudest bands aside from Dinosaur Jr., which nobody's fucking louder than.
Motorhead was
Listen.
guaranteed.
Yeah.
So we finally get a chance to go see Dinosaur Jr., and it was me and Bob, I think, just the two of us. And we walk in, and the merch table's selling earplugs. We're like, what the fuck? We're like, I know Dinosaur Jr. is like an older band, but they're legit selling earplugs at the fucking merch table. And there's other people walking around that got earplugs in. And we're just like, what the fuck is this? Like, this is weird. But then we get out in the room, and Jay Mascis has like what, 7 fucking full stacks, 7 full.
It was a wall of sound.
So Jay Mascis had like 7 full Marshall stacks.
Yeah, it's crazy.
With the 2 cabs, not just one cab. He's got fucking all his settings. He's got fucking hidden, so you don't know what his settings are even. He's got tinfoil over him, so you can't see.
Yeah.
Right.
Lou Barlow, one of my favorite bass players and personal idols, bass player. He's got about like 5 amp pegs.
Damn, just
Full
lying
amp
on
peg
stage,
joints.
yeah.
And they're a 3-piece, so we're like, okay. As soon as they fucking start playing, I understood why they had fucking earplugs. Like, that shit.
And the thing was, they weren't even using their own guitars
Yeah.
because they had gotten robbed in New York City the
Yeah.
night before.
Oh fuck, really?
Yeah, they were just using, like, rental gear.
See,
But that shit was fucking...
And Barlow's strap kept on coming off because it wasn't his bass.
Yeah.
And so, like,
And
it
I was-
kind of it was entertaining on that level, too.
where
So
was that?
the ballroom?
Yeah, see, those
And I
are the
loved it
only-
because the funny thing is, I got to see Sebadoh again, and that's Lou Barlow's side project.
Yeah.
And got obviously like Lou Barlow's been a hero of mine, especially after all his equipment's malfunctioning and he's just all fucked up over there. I'm like, that's exactly how I play. So I've got to meet him, and I even told him, like, you know, you're one of my heroes just because like every time I see you play, equipment malfunctions just like I do. And he fucking loved it.
Yeah, going in with small shows and stuff, like now we're getting on to shows, but the louder shit, it only happens in clubs now because there's rules and regulations against, like, because people used to have massive issues even with huge shows. Like, you'd go see AC/DC or something, people would literally start, like, losing their hearing. I had that experience at Showplace with Rob Zombie when he brought his whole band there from an Ozfest off date. So it was like a secret show. It wasn't even, it was at Showplace, and it was at the height of his career. He comes in, brings all of his fucking gear, and blows the fuck out of everything.
How fucking amazing was that show?
It was
that just
incredible.
sound like give us some deets.
It was incredible. While I was young, I went with my dad in a Kiss t-shirt. Of course, I wore a Kiss t-shirt. Rob Zombie mentions Kiss. This was the year that Ramones cover album came out that Zombie did, that Kiss is actually on. Does anyone remember that?
Oh, yeah.
I think it's called Something in the Family or something like that. But like Paul McCartney's on it and fucking Kiss is on it and all these. But he played around that time, but it was an Ozfest off date. It was all their gear, original solo band with Blasco and Riggs, and it was the loudest thing. I honestly contribute that to fucking my hearing up for life.
And was it
I
a
do.
secret show?
It was a secret show. It was called Meet the Creeper, yeah.
So is that how it was advertised?
Yeah, but in Art Voice, which was my source for everything.
Oh yeah,
as a
Our
kid,
Voice was.
There was a flyer with him on it, and it said 103.3 sponsored it. It was called Meet the Creeper, which is the name of his song off his first solo record, Hellbilly Deluxe. And so it was a picture of him on his website. Under tour dates, it said Buffalo Showplace. I called The Edge, which was another source for like I think I said before. That's how I found out Dimebag Darrell really died. When I heard that information, from school, I thought it was a joke, so I called immediately. And like that's what I always would do. So I called The Edge, asked them if it was Rob Zombie. They said yeah. We went and got the tickets. It was like $20, and there was it wasn't even sold out. There was probably like 200 people there.
No shit.
It was really that secret of a thing. Yeah.
Was there an opening band or was it just Rob
Yeah,
Zombie?
this band called they were another Ozfest band, but no one of any kind of fucking significance. Third Strike, I think, was their name. Third Strike. They covered Paranoid by Sabbath, which was sort of cool, but they were a shitty fucking radio band.
More edible stories.
Okay,
Yeah.
more edible stories.
Oh yeah. So anyways, back to Modest Mouse, super loud. Saw them there. We ended up kind of falling. I know Vicky ate a couple gummies and fell asleep a little bit, and I was like, and they played Hard Cooked Spring, which is like the fourth time they've ever played that. It was a song off their first album, probably one of my favorite Modest Mouse songs ever.
Yeah, see, I'm not a fan of
And
Mouse.
it was loud as fuck, and even the other people I was with, they were falling asleep too off of edibles, and it was loud.
I wasn't up in the balcony. I was down. Reed, Kim.
Oh, you were at the show?
Yeah, it was like a family.
Oh yeah, we were
But I was down, so I wasn't up in the balcony, and I actually like being up there more than down under the balcony.
Do you? How
Yeah.
did you have
And then-
good seats on the floor though?
Not really, but I mean, it was like basically where the balcony is underneath that, like maybe like
Is it
6,
risen
7
at
rows
all,
back.
or
It's
no?
yeah, there's a riser on it, but like the sound wasn't as good, and just I liked actually being up, seeing over it, because you felt like you were more closer.
Yeah.
Of course, yeah.
And
That's
then
what's good about those kind of seats.
Just a quick to touch on the Dimebag Darrell thing. Like another time seeing Modest Mouse in Columbus, Ohio, which total different story, total different show. But while we were there, I'm like, okay, Dime died in Columbus. Like I gotta fucking see where this club is that it happened, because they played in Buffalo the night before.
Yeah, I was there.
And it just happened to be on the anniversary of my grandmother being murdered when I was 11 years old.
Right.
It was the same day that Dime died. So we're out in Columbus to see Mouse. And the next day I'm like, and the people I'm with, like, no love. They have no idea. There's Dimebag Darrell's not on the radar. But I'm like, we're fucking going. We're here. So we're driving through, like, the hood, trying to get directions. And, like, this is... Cell phones are still sketchy with GPSs and shit. Like, your picture quality's not good. You're still texting by pressing the button a couple times to get the letters. You know, the full keypads. We end up pulling into this fucking... It's like a grocery store, but it's like straight out of the 80s. And it's in the middle of the fucking hood. And it's like...
This is where?
In Columbus, Ohio.
Yeah, okay.
Grocery store, but it also has back-to-school backpacks and weaves and haircuts. In this grocery store.
Yeah, that's a typical.
It's such a fucking. It was so weird. I wish I had better camera phones at the time. Walk in and like it's just complete clutter. Like there was a barber in the fucking grocery store. There was backpacks for back to school shit. There was weaves. Everything as advertised.
They had jeans on the wall and shit too.
There's a
place in Rochester like that near the Armory.
Right next to the frozen food. You know, you could get your jeans and shit, your apple bottoms, whatever it is.
That's sort of cool though. It's like a one-stop shop. I dig that.
Walk to the back of this grocery store to like whatever they considered their meat department to be, which is like a little fucking glass display case and maybe some cuts. I don't know. And like the two hoodest motherfuckers probably in Columbus work there. Gold grills, fucking dreads, like whatever clothes they had on the wall they were taking to put on that day, are running the fucking meat department. So I'm like, wow, fucking Columbus is fucking lit, huh? It's fucking weird up in here. So I go up to the one guy and I'm like, I kind of had the name of the club, and there was two different roads in Columbus that almost have the same exact name. So we're trying to stop and get directions, and we're getting confused.
Right.
So I'm like, go up to the dude. I'm like, yeah, I'm trying to find this club Dimebag Daryl got shot at, and he's just like, doesn't know what the fuck I'm talking about. I'm like, it's supposed to be on this road, and then the other dude's like, yo, that used to be the strip club. He's like, oh, I know where that is. Gives us directions. So we roll up, and it's on like this really seedy industrial middle of nowhere.
Yeah, what was the name
road.
of that club?
It's on the tip of my tongue. I got pictures somewhere. It's like the Vale, the Veal, or some shit.
No, it's
something DeVille or DeVille.
It's
I got
it's something Villa.
The Casa Villa.
Casa Villa. No, it's
some
something
shit
like that.
But so it's in this industrial area, and we pull up, and like it's just in the middle of fucking nowhere. There's like train tracks. There's woods. There's like a little power substation. And just weird vibes, like, okay, this is like where Columbus shows happen. Mushroom Head was playing there in like 2 days. It was on the fucking thing.
They had a bunch of shows booked.
And this is obviously years after this happened to Dime. We just had, but they still had shows there. And then we pull up, and like we're like in the back door, and they got like a bunch of graffiti and stickers on there. Like people obviously go there and pay, and like. I'm not a huge fucking Pantera fan. Like, Pantera's got some good songs. I
am. But
Anselmo's, racist. I'm kind of over that shit. Like, they have good songs. Obviously, Dimebag Daryl, very influential guitar player. If you're a guitar player, like,
for sure.
you're going to pay a little bit of attention at least. So
they got me into metal.
Yeah.
I didn't
one of
like
mine
it up to
too.
that point. I didn't like all the hair
No,
metal
like-
stuff. But like,
No,
I heard Pantera. I remember the day I heard that tape.
And
I was
you're-
like, oh, I can get into this shit.
Yeah, it was-
They changed, and there still hasn't been a metal band that was able to relate to the normal public of music listeners and the underground. That band still, I think, is vastly underrated by metal and hardcore and punk
like
culture.
I appreciate them, and they have good songs, but I mean with their fan base and some of Anselmo's shit, like it's kind of cringy. So it is what it is.
I always can separate the
Yeah.
Always. I'm not going to say I'll always be
And
able
then,
to
like,
support that person. Like
Vinnie Paul's kind of just a fucking douchebag anyways. Like, you're riding off your brother's fucking success
he's
because
dead
he's
now.
your brother. But so we're like hanging out, and I'm like, all right, we gotta fucking roll up a blunt and fucking just smoke it on or a dime. And while we're smoking, this fucking cop pulls up. I'm like, oh shit, like thinking we're gonna get busted.
Right.
And I'm like, just go up to the cop because he's like rolls his window down. And he didn't even like come talk to us. Like I went up to him just to be like, hey, we're just out of towners. Like we wanted to compare respects. And he's like, oh, it's cool. He's like, we get 5 to 10 people come here a week. And then he just parked off inside the building while we were fucking smoking a blunt. Didn't care. So that was kind of cool.
Yeah, that
Columbus is fucking crazy.
And go ahead.
Without getting into details of the show, like when we fucking pulled up into the parking lot, we had left Bill's house. And they wanted to drink, so I had to drive the whole way there. And they had an 18-pack or 24-pack between 3 people. They had that shit gone before we even left Wright's Corners. So we were we stopped a couple different places in New York to get booze. Then we had to go to Pennsylvania and stop at the beer stores. And like since I'm pretty familiar with the Erie, Pennsylvania area, since I go down there so much, I knew where the beer stores were. They didn't know nothing about beer stores. So they probably drank, like, between 3 people, they probably drank 60 beers on the way to Columbus, because we were stopping every...
drive.
Yeah,
so...
7.5, 8 hours.
When we pull up into the fucking parking lot, and the venue that this show was at was, I can't think of the...
The venue was called Alrosa Village.
That's what Alrosa Villa.
I think it was...
Not Village, Villa.
Alrosa Villa, no.
No, it is Villa. It's not
look
Village.
Look up where Dime was shot. Are you sure?
Yeah, because I have the fucking picture. But anyways, this venue in Columbus, it has an indoor venue for like a club, like a show, not a show place. I'd say like
And then
a
a bigger
ballroom.
theater style venue.
But in the back, they have like an almost mini Artpark thing where they literally pull up these garage doors in the back, and you can play to a little thing.
Yeah, I've heard of that.
Alrosa Villa.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
So we pull up, and like the crew I'm with are still fucking boozing pretty heavy, and like we're in Ohio, in Columbus. Never been to Columbus before. They're drinking and trying to do the sneaking beers thing. And there's a bunch of cops before we walk in, and they're like, "Stop!" And I'm like, "Oh, great!" Like my fucking asshole friends have been just fucking pounding beers for 8 hours straight. Now we're gonna get busted before we even go into the fucking show, and they're like, "You guys have to drink those beers out here on the street. You can't bring them in." I'm like, "What?" Like these cops just said they could fucking drink beers.
Yeah. I mean, they let you.
Everybody was underage.
No, everyone's above age,
Oh,
but
yeah.
they're just like they could drink beers on the fucking street. So that was kind of fun.
I've been told that before, though, Tom Ball. I'm
Well,
like,
you're white.
I
I mean, seriously, you're
true.
pretty close. Columbus is right next to Kentucky, man.
Yeah, I know. It gets a little weird over
So
there,
they
don't
got no
it?
problem with you guys doing that.
Which reminds me of another. Okay, so we're in New York City. Me, Bob, Sarah, Matt. We're going to see Ween. We won't get into those details, but we'll get into this detail. We go to this pizza place. Amazing pizza, Bleecker Street Pizza. Was even award-winning pizza, I do believe, because I had some plaques on it. And all the times I've been in New York City, like, I don't drink, but I always want to grab a 40, just wander around the city like I'm in the movie Kids. Brown bag and a 40.
Okay, all right. I got
That's
the
my vibe. That's my vibe.
All
I can
right.
give me some malt liquor in a brown paper bag, and so
Do you actually drink it, or is it just a prop?
no, I drink it. Toasty. No, so we're getting out of this, and I think Bob and Sarah get like the pizza place had wine and booze. We get some booze. We're going for a fucking walk.
We drank there, but then we had to stop at a place to buy more.
Okay,
They
got it.
didn't sell stuff to go at the pizza place.
Oh, so you just
You guys
it was
didn't you
always
get the
stuff you had
bottles
to-
of wine though? The little mini bottles.
I remember having a pounder of Heineken.
You had a bottle of wine in your pocket.
Maybe, yeah.
So, we're walking down the street. Got our fucking, like, 4 of us. Got our brown bags, whatever. Crossing the street, I'm fucking hitting this 40. This fucking cop van is down the street. Pulls up on us at the... Like, 8 cops are in this fucking van. They all jump out. They're like, "What are you doing?"
Really?
Like, I don't know. Just go for a walk to, like... What are you drinking? I don't know, 40. Like, you can't just walk around and drink 40s on the street. I'm like, they do it in the movies. So,
Right. Wow.
Wait, so, the cop...
Now the cop respects James, right? Like, all right, this guy, yeah, it makes good sense.
No, this is NYPD. Like I said, it's a van full of them. There's 8 of them. They all get out, and they're like, "All right, we got to write you some tickets. But you guys can stand here and finish these beers." So... They're writing us these tickets for drinking in
And
public.
you guys are just drinking in front of the cops.
Okay,
No,
go ahead.
So Sarah your mom Sarah was a little sketched out, so she was like, "I don't know what to do." So she hands it to your dad, like, "All right, just finish this beer." And he's like, "Cool." He's got he's got his fucking bottle of wine in his pocket still.
Well, I'm looking where I'm at, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, this is Lower East Side, but this is not Lower East Side 1974. This is
Yeah.
Lower East Side 2010.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm not cracking a beer here. And no, it's New York, it's fine, it's whatever. I was like, all right, I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
No, you
fucking-
just had your shit in your pocket because you had a resealable
because
top.
the cop walked up to me. He's like, "What you got?" I was like, "I got a beer." He's like, "Well, let me see it." And he's like, "I need a ticket." I was like, "It's not open." He's like, "Let me see." He's like, "All right, you're good." I didn't get a ticket.
Yeah.
I got the pounder beer, and I just kept
Yeah.
it moving.
Yeah, so
So just him and her got tickets.
And Matt.
And Matt,
Those 3
okay.
did. I was like,
Yeah.
I'm not doing that, you guys.
and he still got to drink Sarah's beer though,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
and still have
You gotta
his.
fucking know where you are, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the
yeah.
doors at 7 Kitchen 9 tip of the day. Don't drink in public in the upper.
Well, no,
parts
me
of
and Tim did the same thing at Megadeth. A cop stopped us. We actually met up with you guys because we
yeah,
got
yeah.
those pit tickets from you. But we were walking because we never, ever, and there's a story behind that too, but we never park on our park grounds. Never.
No.
Ever. We park at the restaurants over there. We make the fucking 20-minute walk, whatever. And we brought beers with us because we were going to go in the woods behind and drink. But so we are literally had beers in I don't even think we had them in plastic bags.
You drink it in the woods like
no,
were
we
you
were
underage?
carrying beers from the car to Artpark. They were closed. We knew we were getting there early. We had to meet up with Bob. We all got there mad early. So and then me and Tim were like, fuck it, we'll go drink in the woods and then go in Artpark. And a cop stops like, you guys drinking beer? We're like, no, these are beers, but they're closed. And he actually let us go, and we were just walking with them. As long as they're not fucking open, it's fine. Later that night, we're walking, after the show ends, we're walking back to where we parked our car. I'm not lying to you. Anywhere between 50 to 100 cars pulled over.
Oh, they were
being
stopping
searched.
every
There was a
single
line
car.
of cars, and then cops on the side out of their cars making sure these cars stay in that line.
Dude, they were such dicks. Like, they pulled me out of the car because I was being a dick because they were being dicks.
I could tell the fucking Dave getting a DWI while I was with him story.
We should probably cut his name out of that part.
No, he wants me to. He's not wants me to, but he said I could talk about it.
All right, but probably not his name.
Yeah.
His full name is
Oh, I
Social
guess I
Security
did
number.
say his full name. But so
Yeah.
me and Dave are and Ange go to Artpark to see Joan Jett. I've seen Joan Jett before. I love Joan Jett. I met her. Dave never seen her. He was stoked. We all go to Artpark. I think we were drinking a little bit once we got there, but nothing crazy. But we were smoking during the show. Now, in the middle of the show, Dave has dreads and shit, and he's like headbanging and stuff. And he almost got in a fight with someone because they got pissed off and was like, and Dave was actually getting pissed and would have fought this dude. If that would have happened, what ended up happening in this story never would have happened. We would have got kicked out. And everything would have been good. We ended up smoking. A joint towards the end of Joan Jett's set because those Artpark shows, the headliners play like fucking 45 minutes and it's over. Mm-hmm. So it was really short. We thought we had more time. So then we go. Dave used to work there doing catering stuff for his restaurants, as you know. So he uses that as an excuse to get us in the back to try to meet her. We're back there for like 20 minutes. They fucking give us some excuse. She's gone. I knew they weren't gone, but so. We go to the car. This is probably like 40 minutes after the show ends, roughly. We just smoked a joint at the end of Joan Jett's set, so we're fucked up. We go to the car. We get in the car. We head towards the exit. We parked in the grounds, of course, like morons. And Dave was in Ange's. They had the same kind of car, the same exact car at the time. Ange's. He was driving Ange's car, and her brake had her brake had to be hit. So he thought he was in the different car, the other car or whatever. So he had to like slam. I think he like slammed him instead of pressed lightly because he was used to slamming his, is what it was. And this fucking asshole trooper, Dave did nothing wrong. The guy's like, "Oh, were you gonna hit me?" Seen what Dave looked like. And instantly was like...
I told him about those fucking dreadlocks.
It wasn't... It's not just the... I mean, as I seen with Megadeth, a year later, they're gonna...
Those Lewiston cops are such fucking...
Oh,
They're fucking losers,
assholes, dude. That's why you can't... You gotta do everything you can, whether you're drinking or not, because if you smoked a joint before you left and they smell weed, they will pull you over and interrogate the fuck out of you. They're fucking assholes. So... Thought they pulled Dave out of the car. Me and Ange are like, fuck. We're in the car. Both of our phones are dying. Mine and Ange's. Literally dying. And the cop, they take them and they're sort of fine. They have them do a sobriety test. They come back to the car. They're like, can anyone else here drive? I'm in the back, like basically passing out. They actually had Ange blow, and she blew over. She couldn't drive. So they end up arresting... They end up saying, okay, well, we're taking him into custody. For a second, we didn't think it was going to happen. Because Dave, you could tell the cops were like talking, and Dave was not fucked up like that. They end up taking him. They tell Ange, like, you have 10 minutes to make a call and find out if you can get someone here to pick up the car, or else we're going to call the tow truck. She finally gets a hold of people. With her phone dying, she gets a hold of her friends. The cops comes back to the car. This is when she's going to tell them, okay, we have someone coming, and the tow truck's right behind us. And Ange is like, I have someone coming. They're like, it's too late. So me and Ange get out of the fucking car. They tow it. Both of our phones are dead now. She can't make any more calls. My phone's been dead since the beginning of the show. so she can't make any more calls at all. We're literally walking through Lewiston, me and her. What a fucking trooper Ange is too. She didn't bitch once. She didn't complain once. Her dreaded out studded boyfriend Dave is fucking arrested now. You know what I mean? And these cops, they treat people. It's a little different, even in the last 5 or 10 years, because everyone has different color hair now. Everyone wears chains on their jacket. You can go to a store in the Walden Galleria Mall that normally sell like Urban Outfitters.
I know Dave's been repping the lifestyle for a long
himself. He makes all of his own shit. Like he does it, but that now anyone can dress that way, and it's just the way it is. Like you don't have to do a DIY. You don't have to. So they really, even back then, which was what 2013, they gave him problems. You know what I mean? And they treated him with a lot of disrespect going in there, thinking he was going to give him problems or have a bunch of drugs on him or whatever. So,
but Dave's just too nice of a guy, all happy and smiley, and probably apologizing to the cops.
So, hold on, we'll get there. So, me and Ange walk to Tops, which is like a fucking, I don't know, probably half-hour walk. But we get there, make the phone call, she gets a hold of her friends again. Don't forget, her friends already know at this point something's going on because she called them. But now, we're no longer at Artpark. They kicked us out of the grounds. They said, well, you can't be here, you got to go into the city.
Yeah, so you're just
you got to get out of the park. What fucking assholes, right? And like none of us were even being dicks to him. Dave was being cool. He was nervous as fuck, as he should have been. But so they take him in, and we finally get to Tots. Finally get to make the call. They come and pick us up. We get to the fucking cell. We're like, fuck, man, Dave's gonna be so, he's gonna be so pissed. He's gonna be really angry when he gets in this car. There's fucking 3 girls that came to pick us up. The car's full. We fucking see in the little Lewiston fucking station. The lights are on, and it's pitch black out at night, so you could see everything right through, like if you're looking through a window and the pitch black and the lights on, And Dave's there smiling, like shaking. I don't know, he's not like smiling. But the thing with Dave, like you either, if they're not being dicks after the fact, once they realize Dave wasn't a dick, what are you gonna do? Like it has nothing to do with what you feel about police, what you support or what you don't. All you can do. You're already caught.
Yeah, just go through.
All you can do is be nice, and unless they're treating you with a disrespect that is not legally warranted at all, you gotta fucking play the role. You have to in those situations. But so Dave, being the nice guy that he is, like. You see, like, everything was cool.
And he just got that goofy little Dave grin on his face.
He comes walking out with
bopping his head.
and he knows.
Trips over his own feet, probably.
So he gets in, Dave handled it like a fucking champ. And trust me, he probably wanted to scream, fuck you to all those people, because it wasn't warranted, him getting arrested like that. He wasn't even fucking dry. It was a really weird situation that was obviously, I feel, based on looks and shit.
Oh, and plus, then, they knew you guys were at the show, and they're just, like, already stereotyping what kind of people are going to be there.
Him putting that brake on, I think, scared the shit out of the dickhead fucking trooper, because it was a pretty quick stop.
Yeah, he was just
but still, it's exactly it. It's still an excuse. That shit's going to happen when you're bumper to bumper getting out of a fucking venue when a show ends. But the best part is, so Dave walks to the car. He gets in the car. He's got his tight-ass punk pants on. He pulls a fucking joint out of his goddamn pants and is like, who wants to smoke a joint? I'm like, what, did the cops give that to you? Like, how do you have that? They probably seen it coming through your pants. Like, how? What, they didn't pat you down? It's like just like a picture of a joint.
And then, Dave's got his fucking skinny jeans on, so it probably popping through, too.
That's what I mean, yeah. It's like just sitting there. So...
Dave, you're in your 30s. Get rid of the fucking skinny jeans already.
No. Shit. Dave is...
If you gotta get 16 bars over here, you can do it. We'll talk about the jeans.
He could do it. I'll tell you that. I know. Motherfucker's been right in his head. He's...
I'm not ready 16 with Dave yet. I'm ready 16 with Bob. But...
James battle. And then Bob, too. Yeah, I just want to sit back, like, read and watch and get embarrassed. I mean, how easy is that? That sounds relaxing, chill. You don't gotta, you know what I mean?
So I thought, like, this is so random, and I just remembered this after the fucking beef show. Like, after I dropped you off, this event happened, and I totally fucking forgot about it. So I'm going to bring it up. So we're
Well, get to it, motherfucker. Let's go. What is it?
So I'm going to explain the story now. By telling you with the words I say. From the memories that I have in my brain.
somebody was just like that one show we were doing about the funeral, and you guys are doing that. Somebody was doing that to me yesterday. I'm like, man, I gotta fucking regroup the fucking storytelling here or something. So we're going. The individual that we will not mention, who our buddy's little sister was fucking learning to play drums during his fucking little acoustic thing or whatever.
Yeah.
I think it was 98. We're going to. He's playing a Showplace Theater. So me and actually the little sister's big brother, Bill, are walking around town, drinking wine out of a box I had in my book bag, the spout on the side so you could just fucking pull up and squirt wine into a bottle. We're supposed to meet up with Ball, drive up to Showplace, and go see this dude's band play. Now, back at the time, the gas station that's there now was just a deli and a store. And it had a little pharmacy on the side. There was a gas station next to it with a car wash. So Ball picks us up in his truck. He's like, all right, we're going to stop and get some gas. We're going to go up to Showplace Theater. We pull up. He gets out to go into the little deli store. He must have been talking to one of the girls working there. He's like, go over and get some gas and meet me back over here. And I didn't even have my license at this point. Bill did, but he's fucking drunk on wine. Pull the truck up to the gas station. Bill's drinking wine, so he's got to piss. He goes to piss right on the gas pumps. Right?
No. Surprising.
So, as he's standing there pissing on these gas pumps, this fucking car pulls in right next to him. And is just looking at him like, what the fuck? So I'm like, yo, Bill, this dude's coming over to fucking... He saw you whip it out. He's coming to fucking holler at you. This is a joke. So we pull off. After we get the gas, the dude's sitting there. He doesn't get any gas or nothing. We go next door to the deli and pull up in the front. The guy pulls up next to us. And I'm like, this is fucking sketchy. Like, the dude did not get any gas. He pulled. I'm like,
the sketchy part was your boy pissing on the fucking gas.
No, that's just normal life shit. That's not even sketchy at this point.
98.
Yeah.
So I'm just like,
it's 98.
Yeah, I'm like.
98.
I was kind of joking that this dude was trying to holler at you, but he might really be trying to holler at you. He didn't get no gas. He pulls up right next to us. So, and he's just sitting in his car. And this is like 98, and there's not really many people have cell phones in 1998.
Right.
So I get out of the truck, and I'm going to the store to tell our buddy Ball that we're back, like, let's go to the show. And I'm in there, I see him, I'm like, hey, he's getting some drinks and shit. We're back. We're ready to go. Whenever you're here, we're pulled up front. All right, cool. I'm looking out, and I see the dude who's parked next to us, and he's just fucking staring inside the store. I'm like, what the fuck is up with this dude? Like,
he's in the car still, though?
Yeah.
Okay.
He had pulled up next to us while Bill's pissing, doesn't get gas, pulls up back to us.
Yeah. Right.
I'm like, why is this fucking guy staring? I'm like, all right, I'm going to give this motherfucker, if he wants to have a staring problem, I'll give him a reason to fucking stare.
James pulls down his pants.
You're gonna have to look hard here, buddy.
You want to?
So, I was wearing like a flannel. I stick my hand in the flannel, and then I fucking run out the door, and I start pounding on the hood, or with the other hand, I'm like, go, 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 I got the money. Bill's fucking...
Oh my god!
Bill, okay.
You guys, man, you
say
don't know how to deal with everyday life. I thought I had fucking problems. Like, this podcast, if it has done anything for me, it has completely made me realize I am way more normal than me or my family thinks. That's all I'm saying. But go ahead, pissing on pumps and pulling out fake guns and fake robbing places. Yep, let's go.
So, now mind you...
Control.
We've been drinking this box wine all afternoon.
It's all this Beastie Boys he listens to. That's the problem. Fuck, man. And Eminem.
Yeah, I think that's right when I started
It's all
listening
this
to
white
that.
boy rap.
Yeah. Seriously.
Living the Juggalo lifestyle before it was the Juggalo
Yeah.
lifestyle.
Sans makeup.
No, we could tell makeup stories some other time.
Nah. I'll talk about we can, because, like, Kiss tribute.
Hey, listen,
show
man,
and all
I'm not the one that got fucking my candy stolen by fucking wearing...
Did I tell that story
you
here
did.
too?
Yeah.
Shit.
Were you wearing kiss makeup or clown makeup?
Kiss makeup.
And they were wearing clown makeup?
Yeah.
And you, yeah, that's one of my favorite stories I ever heard from you. But anyways, so we've been drinking this wine, right? And Bill's fucking drunk. He's not paying attention. He wasn't expecting me to come running out of the store like that, right? So I'm like, go, 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 go. Jump in the truck. Bill finally realized what's going on. Fucking throws it in reverse. Fucking whips out. And then the fucking dude gets on a fucking cell phone.
Yeah, because now, regardless of what he thought about Bill pissing, he thinks you robbed the place as you knew he was watching you. Dude, this and you thinking you're doing the right thing, like the Vicky thing in the car when you went and looked at a museum. This is the same thing, dude. Like you can't, you weren't doing the right, like, James, like, what's going on, man? I'm doing everything right. I went and checked on the guy, made sure he didn't think I apologize about Bill. No, you came out saying you robbed the fucking gas station that he is now casing you at.
Like I said, it's 98. Nobody's got cell phones. This dude pulls out a cell phone. Okay,
yeah, it's 1998. Limp Bizkit's a thing. Why not? Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so he
Fuck, man.
throws it in reverse and fucking backs out. The guy's getting out of his car on the cell phone. He's got his door open and shit. I'm like, Bill, whoa. The dude's on the phone. He's gonna call the cops.
You guys are sticking around?
Our dude's in the fucking...
What kind of drugs?
Our dude is in the fucking store still.
I would have been... Yeah.
Listen.
So there's someone still in the store when you came... Wait.
Your friend is still in the store.
It's his truck we're driving.
But who were you saying go? Who were you saying go to?
Bill, because he
stole a truck.
no, because Ball gave Bill the keys to go get gas while he was in the store. Ball's still in the store.
So why didn't you say, "Hey, Ball, I'm going to pretend that I robbed this
No,
place.
I said
you might
Bill.
want to get out of the fucking building."
He was doing whatever. He was paying for the Pepsis.
Oh, you guys got balls of steel.
Okay, so
1998, I get it.
But a backpack
shit.
full of boxed wine. So
That's the name of the episode. Yeah, shit just writes itself. So go ahead.
He backs out, he stops. And like I said, Bill's fucking drunk. He's pissing on fucking gas pumps in the fucking broad daylight, so it's whatever. The guy gets out of his car and he's on his phone. I'm like, oh, stop. We gotta pull up and tell this dude we're just fucking around, right? So Bill, being kind of drunk, fucking guns it forward, and then fucking hits, like, kind of the same stop that Dave must have did when he was doing his thing. So now this dude's fucking pissed. He's like, what, you're trying to hit me? And he comes up to the fucking passenger side where I'm sitting.
The other guy does.
Yeah, the guy that was on his phone, and he's like, you trying to run me over? And Bill starts talking shit to him. So they're talking shit back and forth.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting in the middle, I'm like, whoa. And this dude's like, you're trying to fucking run me over? And he's like, Bill's like, fuck you, whatever. They're going back and forth for a few fucking minutes, right? No. Ball's truck, the passenger side window doesn't roll up. I'm trying to fucking roll the window up on this guy. Like, get the fuck out of here. So...
Your life's like a bad, like, TV movie.
It's a bad after school special.
Yeah, dude.
So
go ahead.
They're arguing back and forth. I'm trying to, like, moderate this, like, yo, calm down. It was a misunderstanding. Dude fucking jacks me in the face.
Are you serious? Thank God! Oh man, this story rules! I didn't know if this story was going anywhere. He jacks you in the face?
Jacks me in the face.
Because the window won't roll up in your getaway car. Alright, you guys really planned this out. Go ahead.
But it's my
like an SNL skit. Well, Mad TV probably. Something a little less.
Okay, so he jacks me. My glasses bend. Cuts my fucking eye, so I got fucking blood, like my glasses fucking cut my eye, blood dripping down my face. Dude hops in his car and just takes off. Like nothing fucking happened.
So he actually might have been trying to get some dick.
I don't know what the fuck was going
if all
on.
he had,
if we're not fucking
like
fighting.
If all he just cold cocked you in the face.
Jacked me straight up right in the fucking window. Bam. Bends my fucking like pretty much almost breaks him.
Didn't you ask last week or one of the other weeks if you can transport back in time to any one event in the past? Like didn't we talk about that's what it is. I want to be the store clerk at that fucking store watching this shit through the front window.
So, like I said, the dude, like, he pulled up to the gas station, got no gas, pulls up next to us at the store, doesn't go in the store, he just ends up punching me in the fucking face. My glasses are bent and broke, they cut into my fucking eyebrow, so I got all this fucking blood dripping. So then and like, Ball at the time, like, back then, he was a little bit more physical and, like, the fight and shit. So I walk into the store, fucking gushing blood.
I definitely want to be that clerk.
As he's walking out, he's just like, what the fuck is going on? I'm like, this dude just punched me in the face. And then, so Ball's like, let's go get him. So he goes to the back of his truck, and he's got this fucking, like, 7-foot fucking log.
Oh, the story doesn't end.
And he's fucking,
Christ.
He's standing out behind his car, or his truck, with this fucking log, spinning the shit around like he's fucking Leonardo from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Like, what was the guy driving? And I don't even fucking remember what the guy was driving, what the guy fucking looked like. I
don't know, but he wasn't cute.
Was it your time?
He punched me in the face. I don't think he wanted my dick anymore.
Well, didn't want mine. He wanted Bill's. Bill's the one that had it fucking whipped out. So we ended up fucking driving around like the side streets of Newfane for like 40 minutes trying to find this car. Didn't find it.
This all happened in Newfane?
Yeah.
Well, of course, well, yeah. Where the fuck else is this shit gonna happen?
Didn't find it. Finally make it up to Showplace Theater. The band, everyone's fucking coming out of the show. The show is fucking over with. Missed the fucking show. Covered in fucking blood. My glasses were all fucked up. Yeah, I totally had forgotten that even happened until, like, I was driving home from last week on the beef episode. And I'm like, oh yeah, I got fucking jacked in the parking lot by some dude.
You were
randomly.
just sitting in the dude. The picture of that when he just told that, that was real fucking laughter. Like that. I'm sorry, but that shit is fucking hilarious.
I don't think I heard that story before.
No, I've never told this story to anybody. This is the only people that know this are me, Ball, and Bill.
That's funny.
Like, I had totally forgotten that shit had happened. So yeah. Fucking and you gotta realize back in '98, like, I had long hair, no facial hair, probably looked like a fucking 15-year-old girl.
Looked just as punchable as he does now.
So yeah, that was a little something. I did totally forgotten all about it, and I was like, oh fuck, like, we gotta bring this up sometime.
I didn't expect that fucking ending there with the punch. That
Yeah.
I didn't expect it either.
he just punched you in the face.
Oh, man. So we're at an hour and a half. I maybe could.
Yeah, let's fucking close the kitchen on that note after getting punched in the face in the parking lot because Bill wanted to fucking piss on a gas pump.
Next week we got bars.
Bars.
We'll see. We'll
Okay.
see.
Yeah, no, it's on now.
It's supposed to be this week.
Yeah,
well,
it was.
See, now here's the thing.
We didn't know you were coming with bars, though.
Sometimes you need
I didn't have any. You just told me you weren't going to. And I was like, what the fuck?
Sometimes you need motivation, and now I get to write bars about Bob for the show.
You could
So
try.
there's no trying.
I know. I saw last week.
Oh, wow.
Ooh, all right, kitchen's closed.
All right,
Tune
peace.
in next week.